Jonathan Culler's On Deconstruction, Theory and Criticism After Structuralism is a seminal work that provides an accessible and comprehensive introduction to deconstruction, particularly as it relates to literary theory and criticism. While I cannot reproduce the text verbatim due to copyright restrictions, I can provide a detailed summary and analysis of the introductory chapter, capturing its key themes, arguments, and structure. This will give you a thorough understanding of how Culler introduces deconstruction in his book. Summary of the introductory chapter in On Deconstruction. 1. Setting the stage. What is deconstruction? Culler begins by addressing the question, what is deconstruction? He explains that deconstruction is not a unified theory or method but a critical approach that challenges traditional assumptions about language, meaning, and interpretation. He emphasizes that deconstruction is rooted in the work of Jacques Derrida, whose critiques of Western philosophy and structuralism have had a profound impact on literary theory and other disciplines. Culler clarifies that deconstruction is not about destroying meaning but about exposing the instabilities and contradictions inherent in texts and systems of thought. 2. Historical and intellectual context. Culler situates deconstruction within the broader context of post-structuralism, which emerged as a response to structuralism. He explains how structuralism, with its focus on universal structures and systems, gave way to post-structuralism's emphasis on instability, difference, and the limits of language. He traces the origins of deconstruction to Derrida's early works, such as Of Grammatology, 1967, and Writing and Difference, 1967, which critique the privileging of speech over writing and the metaphysics of presence in Western philosophy. Culler highlights the influence of structuralist thinkers like Ferdinand de Saussure and Claude Lévi-Strauss on Derrida's work, particularly Saussure's theory of the sign, signifier and signified, and his emphasis on the relational nature of meaning. 3. Key concepts and themes. Language and meaning. Culler explains how deconstruction challenges the idea that language is a transparent medium for conveying fixed meanings. He introduces Derrida's concept of difference, which combines difference and deferral to describe how meaning is always postponed and dependent on context. Textuality. He discusses the deconstructive view of texts as open-ended and unstable, resisting fixed interpretations. Culler references Derrida's famous statement, "There is nothing outside the text, ilny or text," to explain how deconstruction blurs the boundaries between text and context. Binary oppositions. Culler explains how deconstruction critiques hierarchical binary oppositions, e.g., speech/writing, presence/absence, and shows how these oppositions are constructed and destabilized within texts. He provides examples of how the marginalized term in a binary can undermine the hierarchy. The role of the reader. He emphasizes the active role of the reader in producing meaning, as deconstruction rejects the notion of a single, authoritative interpretation. Culler discusses how deconstruction encourages readers to look for contradictions, ambiguities, and multiple meanings in texts. 4. Implications for literary criticism. Culler explores how deconstruction has transformed literary criticism by encouraging readers to focus on moments of textual instability or aporia, points of undecidability. He explains that deconstructive readings often reveal how texts undermine their own apparent coherence or intentions. He provides examples of deconstructive analyses of literary texts to illustrate how the theory can be applied in practice. These case studies help readers see deconstruction in action and understand its relevance to literary studies. 5. Addressing criticisms and misunderstandings. Culler acknowledges common criticisms of deconstruction, such as the accusation that it leads to nihilism or relativism, or that it is overly abstract and disconnected from practical criticism. He clarifies misconceptions about deconstruction, such as the idea that it is solely about destroying meaning or that it denies the possibility of interpretation altogether. Culler defends deconstruction by emphasizing its value as a tool for questioning assumptions and uncovering hidden complexities in texts. He argues that deconstruction does not deny meaning but rather explores the conditions under which meaning is produced. 6. broader philosophical and interdisciplinary implications. Culler discusses how deconstruction challenges traditional notions of truth, identity, and knowledge, influencing fields beyond literature, such as philosophy, linguistics, cultural studies, law, and theology. He highlights the interdisciplinary nature of deconstruction and its relevance to contemporary debates about language, meaning, and interpretation. 7. Conclusion and transition to the main text. Culler concludes the introductory chapter by summarizing the main points covered and reinforcing the importance of deconstruction as a critical and philosophical tool. He transitions to the main text by posing key questions or issues that will be explored in greater depth, such as the implications of deconstruction for authorship, interpretation, and the study of literature. Key quotes and insights from Culler's introduction. While I cannot reproduce the text verbatim, here are some key insights and paraphrased ideas from Culler's introductory chapter. Deconstruction is not a method or a set of techniques but a way of thinking that questions the foundational assumptions of Western thought. Derrida's work challenges the privileging of speech over writing and the metaphysics of presence, exposing the instabilities and contradictions inherent in language and meaning. Deconstruction reveals how texts undermine their own apparent coherence, inviting readers to explore the multiple layers of meaning and interpretation. Far from leading to nihilism or relativism, deconstruction offers a powerful tool for questioning assumptions and uncovering hidden complexities in texts. Why this chapter matters. Culler's introductory chapter is crucial because it provides readers with the theoretical background, historical context, and practical tools they need to engage with deconstruction. It balances clarity and depth, making complex ideas accessible while inviting readers to think critically about the nature of language, meaning, and interpretation. By the end of the chapter, readers should feel prepared to explore the main arguments of the book and apply deconstructive thinking to their own reading and analysis. If you want to dive deeper into Culler's work, I highly recommend reading on deconstruction directly. It is an essential text for anyone interested in literary theory, deconstruction, or the work of Jacques Derrida.